Hey y'all, it's October the 9th and I wanted to go ahead and try to do a quick tour of the garden. I've been putting it off for a while. I just haven't had time because of my workload has been crazy. But let's go ahead and just look through things real quick. So here's my okra plant. I harvested several okras off. They were a little too big, but I love this plant. It is so beautiful to me. You can't see it well because it is kind of late. Here's the tomato plant. It's a grape cherry tomato, I believe. I got this as a start, and it's been holding on, but it hasn't been producing very much, but it does still have flowers. And here's my eggplant, which I just harvested some eggplants off it yesterday, and tomorrow I'm gonna try to do my enchiladas for Meatless Monday, for T-Nog's Meatless Monday. Now this has some caterpillar poop, but I've yet to find a caterpillar on here. But it's probably out at night. I've looked at night, but I can't find my black light, so I haven't been able to spot it. Here's my cayenne with a lot of red, or almost red peppers, so it's almost ready to harvest these peppers. At least some of them. So I'll probably be doing that next weekend. And the marigolds are looking real nice. And then here are the pots that I planted. These are 1.5 gallon pots. Those are red bunching onions and some oregano. And everything's kind of slow growing. I'm showing over here how I still have some of my starts in the pots that I need to go ahead and put them in places. I did also move a brick here because my dogs like to get over into this, and they were, because they both have congested heart failure. So I didn't like them jumping over that, so I decided to remove a space for them. So anyway, this is a flower that's kind of suffering because I haven't been watering. I have to manually water this. This is not connected to the drip irrigation, but it does still have flowers. And that vine looping around it is this cucumber, which I'm gonna go ahead and remove because I don't think there are any fruit on there, and it's also looking diseased. And then over here in the random bed, which is really just another pepper bed, I got some bell peppers over here in this corner. Jalapenos in the front right here. And I also have some bell peppers over to the left side. I've broken that plant several times accidentally, but it still has a lot of peppers on it. So those are going to need to be harvested within the week. I can harvest them at any time to use them. And also has some disease on there. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to go ahead and use as my pest control because I haven't really used anything this year so far. Here's the volunteer tomato that was kind of was on the ground. I propped it up on this tomato cage, and then there was a cucumber in here. And I was looking to see if I could find the leaves. I think I may have pulled all the leaves off when I was cleaning up the melon bed, and the vine looks like, or the stem looks like it's pretty much, it looks diseased or dead. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And there is the melon bed, which is cleared out. My dog's been digging holes in there, and I've dug through there. Miss Linda had a great video about how to prep your soil for replanting. All right, just a closer look at the starts I need to go ahead and move. So I planted those from seed. And the okra, I also need to put that somewhere. Now these I put in, these are the Scarlet Kale. They're still so tiny, but all three of them appear to be alive. And I also moved some Swiss chard. And there are 5 of them in here. And they all appear to be alive. They're very slow growing, but I may move these when they get larger. I'm not sure how big they're gonna get. There's another okra that I need to do something with, and then also this I want to put in the melon bed after I prep it. So collards, Swiss chard, broccoli romanesco, and kohlrabi. And the first pot is chamomile and then sugar snap peas. And then this here is garlic chives. It looks like some are coming up. And then another sugar snap pea. And then some basil. And I have quite a bit of basil that I'm going to put around the garden as a pest deterrent. Here's some rosemary that has not come up yet. So here's some lavender that also hasn't come up. So far I've not had any luck growing lavender, but I'm gonna keep trying. I also removed another brick there, make a lower step because my dogs are climbing over the cinder blocks and I didn't want them to hurt themselves. Alright, so I put some more basil here, and there's 2 in each pot, and so I may split these later. I'm knocking the dirt off of that one. So I probably will split these later, so I'll have a total of 5 basil plants that I can put around the garden as a pest deterrent, and also as an herb to have in the garden. And these are my potatoes in these grow bags. And this is that volunteer tomato. I put this cage around it. I'm gonna do the same thing to the potatoes. I'm gonna try to record that. And that volunteer tomato has lots of tomatoes. Okay, and that's an empty pot. I'm gonna put something in that. Over here is the flower bed, and I do have the flower over here on the right that came up. I put so many seeds in here, I don't know what that is, but it's a very pretty flower. And I also put in that spaghetti squash. It has some flowers on it. These things should have been moved a long time ago, but I decided to go ahead and put them in the flower bed just to get them in the ground. So I have cilantro here in the front on the left. A carrot, 1 carrot, a kale, and another basil is in the middle. And these are my blueberries. And that's the morning glory, which I love, although it's not blooming right now, but it's a lot of flowers over there. Very pretty in the morning. It always has pollinators around it, bees. Always has bees around it. So the blueberries, I'm gonna put them in the 17-gallon laundry tote containers. And I plan to do that, so I'm gonna put it in one of these, each of them in one of those. I plan to do that at some point this month, hopefully this week. And this is that's the trash that I had left over while I was cleaning up some more. And this is the ground cherry, and there's 2 plants in here. One of them's definitely dead, and the other one, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of those. These cucumbers, I do have some cucumbers growing, and they're supposed to be orange, I believe, when they are ready. So I'm kind of waiting on that, but everything's kind of a tangled mess over here, so I didn't want to pull anything out, but I'm gonna try to get rid of as much, go ahead and remove as much as I can to clear this area out, so I can put some of my brassicas over here as well, some of my fall plants. That's my compost bin with a lot of weeds growing in there. I need to pick those out. I need to pick out weeds anyway, just in general, and I'm gonna try to do that, a general cleanup of everything, and also removing the weeds. And my lemon plant, a lot of little tiny moths were underneath that little net that I had on there, so it wasn't protected at all. So I went ahead and took that off. And something's been eating on my plant. I didn't really look well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use something. I'm gonna use something to get rid of these bugs on my lemon plant. So it's a lemon Meyer, or improved lemon Meyer. That's what this plant is. And it has an abundance of leaves, so it's not a big deal that something's eating on it, but those caterpillars can eat all of these leaves pretty quickly if you leave them. So I'm gonna get rid of those. So, and my strawberries still growing, lots of runners that I'm gonna try to save. Lots of weeds in there too that I need to pick out. And they have seeds on them, so all that needs to go in the trash, or at the very least into some super juice soaked, but I'm gonna throw it in the trash. And this pepper plant is a jalapeno. It's been here for months, and its growth is stunted because I haven't moved it. So I may put that in the flower bed. And then this is the grapevine that looked like it was on its last leg, and it's getting its leaves back. Not as lush as it had been, but it's bouncing back. over here is a strawberry bed, the other strawberry bed that I have, where I planted the strawberries from seed. So there is a strawberry over here, and it has flowers on it. There are also a lot of weeds that I need to pick out. I was trying to get a better look over here to show that this has flowers on it. So the strawberry that I planted for seeds, the strawberry that I planted from seed, one of them is still alive, but lots of weeds in there I need to clean out. And the pepper bed is just a massive overgrowth. The peppers are weighing everything down. So I'm going to be harvesting these again. It's not like I'm going to be harvesting peppers every single week, and it's a pretty decent sized harvest each time. So this is one of my tomato plants, the jelly bean tomato that I love so much, but it's so entangled in here with these peppers, and it has fruit and flowers. So I'm just going to leave that here. I had intended to put it in a larger container, but I'm just going to leave it because I do have 2 more of those. So yeah, lots of peppers that need to be harvested again. Like, this is a weekly thing with harvesting these peppers out the pepper bed. There are habaneros right here. My plant is kind of bouncing back. It's still looking kind of crazy. Lots of banana peppers, just a tremendous amount of banana peppers, and jalapeno peppers as well. But an insane amount of banana peppers that I need to harvest. And over here where I can't reach very well are some cucumber plants that I've been watering and fertilizing as best I can. I believe they're still, I don't know if there are any fruit over there, but over here in this corner, there's this basil that I want to get rid of. It had fell over a while ago, but it didn't die, but it's just massive at this point. I have tomatoes over here. I have 2 tomatoes, 2 of those jelly bean tomatoes. There's also, there's also some oregano somewhere in there. And then there's also this volunteer watermelon, and there is a watermelon on here. But I'm gonna clear out this volunteer watermelon again. There was another one earlier in the summer or in the spring. But anyway, I have removed that, and here this thing is another volunteer. And here are more vines from the watermelon. I haven't really done anything to this green planter since I can't really access it, besides put the marigolds at the top. And then here's a tomato I got from, as a start, I forgot what it's called, but it's supposed to be a big tomato. I haven't got any big tomatoes off of it, but it does still have flowers, so I may take some more suckers off of there. I did take one sucker that's still alive, and I'm gonna put that in the flower bed. I'm just gonna try to let everything grow until the frost kills them, the stuff that's out of season. I mean, it's still warm here for fall. And that's another cucumber plant. And then it's a lot of weeds down here. Just a ridiculous amount of weeds that I need to clean up all of this, clean up all these weeds out of my rocks. And then also that's a part of the vine for the volunteer. Oh, there is one small cucumber on here. Then there are peppermint in those 2 blue containers. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.